guys, it's Smashley. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time. And if it's your first time, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So if you guys watched my channel update, and if you haven't, I will go ahead and link it above. Spoiler alert, I'm expecting, but really cool, I'm not the only one. My friend Nikita, who I've built many things for on this channel, is also expecting, and this weekend is her baby shower. So for today's video, we are gonna be making a DIY backdrop to use for a little photo op session at her baby shower. So when I was thinking through the design for this, I knew I wanted something lighter because in terms of weight. I've seen it done with wood a bunch of times, and I mean, totally could do it with wood, but I wanted something lighter in terms of weight because we were gonna be traveling with it in the car for quite some time. So I stumbled upon this TikTok by tint.floral, and she actually made one of these really cool backdrops using foam insulation. Not only was the cost a little bit cheaper, it was actually really easy to put together as well. So we will go ahead and jump right in, and I will show you guys how I made the backdrop.
As most of my projects begin, I have to start with some sort of visual. And it's funny because Nikita and I share that in common. She drew up a visual of what she wanted the backdrop to look like. So here is me just putting it together on our paper so we can work out things like dimensions and design and so on and so forth. Next was time to check a local Home Depot for the materials that we needed. I knew I wanted to use the same foamular board that I saw used in the TikTok, so I just did a quick search online to make sure that they had them at the Home Depot that I was going to. Once we figured out the dimensions and we knew how much we needed for materials, we went ahead and did a trip to our local Home Depot. This is the barcode for the one that we purchased for this video, so if you guys are following along at home, now is a good time for a screenshot. Going back to my comment earlier about these boards being lightweight and that being the driving force behind this design, here is my lovely husband pulling one of the foam boards straight out of the pile of the rest of them so you guys can get an idea. They were super light. We went home with two of the boards, each of them being 4 feet across. We knew we wanted each of the little backdrops to be about 2 feet, so out of these 2 boards, believe it or not, we could have made 4 pieces for the backdrop, but we only needed 3. The shortest size that we had in our store was about 8 feet tall, which was just too big for us, so we did have to shave off some from the top, so here we are just making some of the measurements for that. They stood at between 6 and 6.5 feet tall for the most part, and that was pretty manageable. To cut the foam boards to size, we actually ended up using this really cool tool I found on Amazon. Of course, I will go ahead and link it in the description box for you guys. I haven't used this tool before, but it is a hot wire foam cutter. Please proceed with caution, again, if you're using this at home, but this thing was awesome. It melted through the foam literally like butter. As mentioned earlier, we wanted each of the boards to be about 2 feet long. The other really great thing about these foamular boards is they come with a scored line down the middle, exactly at the 2 feet mark. The board was scored on each side straight down the middle, so we figured if we put this flat along the edge of our table, we could snap it in half. And it was a slight risk, but a calculated risk because it totally worked. As we drew out earlier, we're going for 3 different shapes for the backdrop. One that's a square, one that's more of a slanted angle, and then one that's rounded. To measure for the circular board, what I did was find the middle, or find the center of the board. I put a push pin with some string attached to it, pushed that in the center, and on the other end we had a pencil, essentially creating a DIY protractor so we could get a nice, clean, even shape. The foam cutter came with a few interchangeable attachments for different tips, which made this project really easy. You'll see me use several of the attachments.
So while we were at Home Depot, we also got our wood. I'll post the dimensions here on the screen so you guys can see which ones I got. With the 4x8, I was able to make 3 bases with that. So the front part will be 2 feet and the sides will be 3 inches. So the foam boards will need back support, so that's where the 2x8s come in. I end up just cutting them in half and then placing 2 on each foam board. Once all our pieces are cut, we can go ahead and sand. Make sure you sand it really good so that we can have a nice, smooth, and professional look. Next, we can go ahead and attach our bases together. So what we're going to do is grab our 3-inch pieces and attach it to the side of our 2-foot piece. And here comes my favorite part, staining.
Because the boards had a lot of black writing all over it, we figured before we painted it, its final color, we would start with a primer. So we just used this Kills all-purpose interior-exterior primer as a base. To make sure none of the original color bled through, we went ahead and added 2 coats of primer. Don't forget to prime the edges of the board as well. We want it to be painted on all sides.
So I ended up using wood glue to attach the wood support onto the foam board. I did let it sit overnight so that way the glue can dry completely, and that way if I'm moving it around, it doesn't fall apart.
Once the boards are completely prepped, primed, and reinforced, it is time to paint your desired color. We had 3 beautiful colors chosen by Nikita herself. So here we are just painting each of the boards the desired colors. We will go ahead and link them for you guys in the description below in case you're interested.
Now that we're at the venue, I can completely attach the base. So place the base at the bottom of your foam board. Once you have the base where you like it, you can go ahead and screw the side of the base to the supporting back piece. I did go and buy some shelf brackets from Home Depot. I figured that would help add additional support by using some weights as well.
Now that Dan has the bases assembled for each of the boards, they are ready to move in place. Once we had the boards arranged exactly how we wanted, we went ahead and weighed them down with some weights. Before we style and decorate, we went and added just a few nails into the boards themselves to map out where we wanted everything to sit on the boards. Once we started adding things together, I wish you guys could hear all of the encouragement from our friends at the baby shower before the guests started showing up. We had been working on this all weekend and it turned out beautifully. The baby Evan signs were custom from a shop on Etsy. I will go ahead and link in the description box below for you guys. And the 2 boho arrangements I actually made myself, so please be on the lookout for a future video on how we made those. Now that the backdrop is complete, we're adding our final touches, and we had to include the DIY bench that we made for them. It went just too perfectly. Plus a giant teddy bear.
Well, you guys, this is how everything turned out. I'm absolutely in love. Congratulations to Nikita and Jamarcus again. We absolutely love you guys and cannot wait for your new bundle of joy. If you guys are interested, I am going to be releasing a video of how we created the floral arrangement, so be on the lookout for that. As always, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will catch you guys in the next one.